Good morning once again, and welcome. On behalf of Pittsburgh State University, it's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to a momentous occasion. I'm Kathleen Flannery, and I have the honor and pleasure of serving as the Vice President for University Advancement and President of the PSU Foundation. What a beautiful day to celebrate in the Victor Sullivan Courtyard here at the Crossland Technology Center. Today, we honor a partnership that dates back more than 40 years, as well as a shared vision of the value of higher education for our collective futures. No one is more excited than the current interim dean of the College of Technology, the 10th president of Pittsburgh State University, Dr. Dan Shipp.
I'm gonna get my uniform on, okay? Who needs that? Good morning, Pitt State. What a historic day for our campus, the city of Pittsburgh, state of Kansas, and the whole four-state region. Talk about a pretty cool tailgate, huh? Well, let's get this party started. I promised Ivan and Pat that I would talk for 20 to 30 minutes. So hold on to your hats, here we go. Easy. Seriously. We are gathered here to honor and celebrate a company that has become synonymous with Pitt State. More specifically, with the College of Technology and the School of Construction. In many ways, Crossland is Pitt State and vice versa. Talk about being stronger together. Are there any Crossland employees here with us this morning? Wait for this. Are there any gorillas with us this morning? Okay, there's something to that. Funny how many people cheered for both. As we know, this is because many of our past, current, future gorillas will become part of the Crossland team. To that point, we did a little research here. Since between 2012 and 2024, over 150 Pitt State graduates have been hired by Crossland. How about that? Ivan and I talked about this a little bit ago. The next closest company, well, let's just say isn't even close. As a result of our shared histories and work to make life better for everyone in Southeast Kansas, I couldn't be prouder to announce today the renaming of the Kansas Technology Center to the Crossland Technology Center that houses the newly named Crossland College of Technology. How about that for some good news? This date was made possible by all of you, Pitt State's amazing faculty, staff, and students in the College of Technology. How about a round of applause for them? So thank you for your dedication and excellence in education and careers that help propel companies and businesses throughout the state of Kansas and beyond. This day was also made largely possible by an amazing group of Crossland employees, as we know, many of them Pitt State grads, and the whole Crossland family. My special personal thanks to both Ivan and Pat for many hours of dreaming this day into reality. Thank you and your family. We are proud to add the Crossland name to the college with a storied past and a very, very bright future. To honor this special occasion, we have a little bit of a surprise. I'd like to now invite, we have a little connection here to the mayor, and I'd like to ask the mayor to come make a special announcement. Mayor Stu Height.
Thank you, President Shipp. It's my honor to be here. I do have some other duties as Chief of Police coming up here pretty quick of the university, so I'll try to make this brief. But it is my privilege to be here today. It's my honor. We've got a little proclamation here from the Office of the Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas. I am, by the way, on my 10th month, and I'm still looking for that office. So if anybody sees the actual office of the mayor, let me know. So let's go ahead and get on with this. But I typically, it feels like a proclamation needs trumpets playing, and things like that, maybe a scroll. But we're here today on the campus of Pittsburgh State. It's game day, right? I see a lot of red. So I'm going to ask for audience participation. So there's a lot of whereases in here, not as many as there could be, but there's about 4 whereases. So every time I point, I'd like the crowd to say whereas. Let's try that. Whereas. Perfect. All right, let's get this going. Proclamation. Whereas. More than 40 years ago, the Crossland family began a partnership with Pittsburgh State University, sharing the value of higher education and investment in the skilled workforce of our region. And whereas. The city of Pittsburgh recognizes the investment that the Crossland family and Crossland Construction Companies have made in the university and its students, as well as the community and beyond. And whereas. Crossland has employed hundreds of area citizens who received a quality education at Pittsburgh State University. Therefore, Crossland has honored these alumni through a significant gift to name the Crossland College of Technology at the Crossland Technology Center. And whereas. Last one, by the way. This recognition speaks to the deep connection between Crossland, Pittsburgh State University, and the city of Pittsburgh, and to the pride that Crossland Guerrilla alumni show in their work across the nation. Now, therefore, I, Stu Hite, Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas, do hereby proclaim October 5th, 2024 as Crossland Legacy Day and encourage the citizens of Pittsburgh to join in this celebration in the observance of this unique partnership in education and investment in Pittsburgh State University, dated this 5th day of October, 2024. Ivan, would you come forward?
Thank you, Mayor Hite. Now, please help me welcome the President and CEO of the Kansas Board of Regents, Dr. Blake Flanders.
Thank you, Kathleen, and thank you, Ivan and the Crossland family. On behalf of the Board of Regents, this is a real exciting day for us. And I thought about, as I was eating at Jimmy's Egg this morning, selfless plug, that, what would I say here in my 30 minutes and 3 minutes? And I thought about that when I took this job. I thought, I'm going to be a real academic. I mean, this is higher education. What you quickly find out is that the university system has over 1,000 buildings. And you're going to spend a lot of time on constructions and bids and deferred maintenance and keeping the facility footprint right. I thought, what makes Ivan Crossland, Pat Crossland, Virginia Crossland, the Crossland family, what makes them different? And the fact of the matter is, I thought, they're builders. The Crosslands are builders. Not every construction company is. And they're builders of great facilities, as we've seen. I've always called this the Crossland Technology Center, but now I can officially do it. But you know what? They're builders of people. And that's the most important thing, and that's what we're really here today to celebrate. When we were building out programs for Kansas, we took Ivan Crossland's model of industry-recognized credentials, aligned with academic awards, and made that the model for Kansas. And we were the first state in the country to do that and link it to state funding. And I've always appreciated that model and what he's done for Kansas families and for Kansas business. So thank you.
Thank you, President Flanders. For our second Blake of the morning, please help me welcome President of the Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce, a PSU Foundation trustee, and Regent Blake Benson.
Thank you, Kathleen. Good morning, everybody. As Kathleen mentioned, I am blessed to wear a number of different hats, and President Shipp, I asked her if I could have 3 minutes for each one of those hats, and she said no, which is probably a good thing. But wearing all of those hats, I'm beyond grateful for the generosity of Crossland Construction and appreciative of their support of Pittsburg State University and their students. You know, we talk often about what is working in higher education and what's not. And what clearly is working is, instead of waiting until students graduate or are close to graduating, to introduce them to the great companies in our area and in our state, you start on day one. As soon as they step on this campus, you want them to know the great opportunities that are going to be available to them and the great companies that we have in our region, and great companies like Crossland Construction. And moving forward, this will be a shining example of how business and industry can work together with higher education. This is great for both sides. It not only keeps our students engaged throughout their college process, because they see the real-world application of the skills that are being taught by our incredible faculty here at Pittsburg State University. But from an economic development standpoint, and wearing the chamber hat, it establishes a robust talent pipeline to continue fueling the growth of our state's great businesses like Crossland Construction and so many others. So I will keep my comments brief. Just please allow me to extend my deepest gratitude to Crossland Construction for their generosity and commitment to our students and our community. Together, we look forward to building a brighter future for Kansas. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. Now I'd like to introduce you to another amazing leader, chairman of the PSU Foundation. He received both a bachelor's and a master's from Pittsburg State University, Mr. Gary Treadway.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back in beautiful Southeast Kansas and on the campus of Pittsburg State University. I've had the good pleasure of being on this campus, I think, 5 times since the first football game this year, and I always enjoy coming back to Pittsburg State. Columbus, Kansas, home of Crossland Construction, is kind of a dear city to me, because when I was doing my student teaching at Pittsburg State University, that's where I got my education, was Columbus High School. I had the opportunity to work there with not only with the football team, but with the basketball team. And every time I come to that stop sign coming up from Oklahoma on 69 Highway there, I think, yeah, I made that stop many days on the way to Columbus from Pittsburgh. So it's a special treat for me to recognize the Crossland family and all you do for Pittsburg State University. So on behalf of the trustees who work hard behind the scenes to ensure your gifts are invested wisely, stewarded well, and used for the intended purpose, it's a real pleasure to be here today to share in this celebration. I can't overstate how important private giving is to the continued strength of our beloved university. We are, of course, grateful for donors of all sizes, but today we're honoring a special long-time relationship of giving back to Pittsburg State University. To the entire Crossland family, both by blood ties and those who have chosen to become part of the family, many of you who are here today, and I think there's more coming for the game today as well, I understand. So I have a big crowd at the game. We thank you for your past support and certainly your current investment in our shared future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary, for your comments as well as your leadership. Without the support of our trustees and the PSU Foundation, our university would look very different indeed. Chris Schnurbush has dedicated 32 years to Crossland Construction, playing a crucial role in the company's success and growth. He started his journey as one of the company's first interns on the PSU Technology School project. He moved from there to project superintendent. Chris then spent 10 years gaining hands-on experience before transitioning to leading Crossland's Arkansas division for the next 2 decades. Now serving as the president of the Southeast region, Chris helps guide Crossland's teams and customers through complex commercial construction projects. An active community leader, Chris serves on the Bentonville Chamber Board and its executive committee, and is also a proud alumnus of Pittsburg State University. His commitment to both the company and his community showcases his passion for building not just structures, but lasting relationships and opportunities. Please help me welcome Chris Schnurbush.
Well, good morning, and thank you all for joining us here today on what is a very significant day in the history of Crossland Construction, and also for me personally. It's an honor for me to stand here in front of you some 30 years after my graduation from PSU with a construction management degree. Like most of us here, I grew up in a small town in Kansas, and I was a farm kid, and I found my first kind of big life experiences right here at PSU. Started my career as an intern back in '92 after I was introduced to the company through a friend. And in those days, the company was relatively small, but we had big dreams and a big desire to grow. We were looking for an opportunity, always looking for an opportunity. Upon graduation, I was hired on full time, and one of the first projects I was involved in was this very building. I got to tell you, from my perspective back then, this was a massive undertaking. So I was a little bit intimidated and a little bit scared of this project for sure, because it was on a scale that I just hadn't seen. But the old saying is, how do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time, and that's what we did. We just kept eating that elephant until we got through this project. And I got to tell you, there was a few times I got pretty full, but we kept after it, and we eventually succeeded, and we learned, and most importantly, we grew. The completion of this project was a tremendous springboard for the company. It was an incredible learning experience, and it gave us the confidence we needed to really take off and grow. There have been other springboard projects in our company's history, like the Gathering Place in Tulsa and the medical school we're building right now in Arkansas. All of these things teach us new things and help to elevate us to new heights, and there's no end in sight. When you start growing and you have the aggressive goals that we have, there's really only two things you need. That's a great attitude and a great pipeline of great people. And we found that pipeline right here at PSU. If you look around our company, so much of our leadership came from PSU, from right here in this building and right here on this campus. We've got marketing, accounting, pre-construction, HR, project managers, estimators, superintendents, division managers, executives, mechanics, you name it. And we found them all right here at PSU. I've recruited at a lot of other schools, but I got to tell you, we have consistently found the best people right here at PSU, right here in Southeast Kansas. People who are hardworking and dedicated, honest, loyal, and quite frankly, just fun to be around. So it's hard for me to imagine where we'd be without PSU in this relationship. But I can tell you, we wouldn't be the company that we are. The renaming of this building to the Crossland Technology Center represents our continued support and commitment to PSU, and it gives us tremendous pride. The donation we're making is meant to ensure PSU's programs are the best in the country, and based on my experience, they are. This venture we're embarking on represents a new chapter in the journey between PSU and Crossland companies, and we're excited to see what the future holds. We only have one request, and that is to keep churning out great people, and we're going to keep providing them with springboard opportunities. I want to thank everyone who showed up here today on this momentous occasion to help us celebrate our shared success. And we take pride in supporting the university that has helped us so much with our success, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. See what a college education at PSU can do, take you to a leadership position in a vital company for our region and beyond. Now we're going to move to a family member by blood. Ivan Crossland Jr. is the CEO of Crossland Construction and has been a driving force behind the company's remarkable journey since 1978. Under his visionary leadership, Crossland has grown from a small, family-run business into one of the nation's leading construction firms. Currently employing about 2,000 people across 7 states and 10 office locations. Ranked as one of the top 100 construction companies in the United States, Crossland is also recognized as a great place to work, a testament to Ivan's commitment to fostering an environment of growth and opportunity. A proud graduate of Pittsburgh State University, Ivan is celebrating his 40th reunion this year. Congratulations. Absolutely. This marks a milestone in his enduring connection to education and community. He believes deeply in the transformative power of education and has championed investments in long-term employee development and opportunities that uplift not only his team, but the entire construction industry. Please help me welcome Ivan Crossland, Jr.
Hey, from all the Crossland employees, today is a exciting moment in our history. We are proud of the relationship, the trust, and the respect we have for Pittsburgh State University. Pittsburgh State University has played a huge part of our success, and it's going to play an even bigger part in our future. We have to give great praise to the faculty. Your dedication, your hard work, and your passion has truly built a world-class technology center. I want to thank President Shipp, the Regents, and the Foundation for this great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. I think you've heard the same message from all of our speakers: shared partnership, shared vision, investment in the future. It really has been fun. We thank you for all of your comments. And of course, thank you to the entire Crossland family and team members. You supported us by sharing your time, talent, and treasure. We know you are invested in our success because that is also your success. Maddie, who's serving on our Alumni Association board, and I were talking yesterday about all family members, including in-laws, as well as the leaders that Chris mentioned. Almost all of them are proud Pitt State graduates. Well, we're proud of you. We're proud to call you Pitt State alumni. And you all know what we say: once a gorilla, always a gorilla. You can do better than that. Once a gorilla, always a gorilla. What a wonderful celebration. Please help me welcome the wonderful team from Crossland and PSU that planned and executed today's event. The College of Technology was created in 1997, and it was designed to meet a growing technical workforce need, with graduates enjoying a nearly 100% industry placement rate since that time. We are truly fortunate to have alumni and friends who understand our vision for the university and help us to meet the demands of our industry partners to supply a skilled workforce well into the future. As with any amazing facility, and it has been said this morning, it's what happens within the facility. And this one enables the teaching of real-world skills by our faculty and hands-on learning by our students. It's our mission in action, making the world better through education. As we close today, and I have a few more housekeeping tips, thank you for joining us to celebrate Crossland Legacy Day. If you're heading directly over to the Gorilla Fest tailgate from here, you can leave your vehicles parked at the Crossland Technology Center, and there will be shuttles to the tailgate area. And I'm told the food will start and be ready at noon. And of course, we'll be cheering on the Gorillas in Carney Smith Stadium at 2 p.m. Shuttles will also be available on the east side of the stadium after the game to bring you back to your cars. But until then, we'd like to go out with a bang. Go! Hey! Thank you all for joining us. Go Gorillas!